first one?
Yeah.
Vegas Vacation 1?
Yes.
Just regular vacation? National Lampoon's
Yes,
Vacation.
of course. It's the first one.
All right, so I think before we start recording, we should do the...
Well, wait. Testing. We're testing the mics. Testing
We're
the-
recording now.
Oh, okay.
Let's do top 5
Top
Wayne
5 what?
Newton movies.
That's a dumb idea.
Why not?
It's dumb.
It's top 5 Wayne Newton.
Name 5 movies he's in, period.
Live from my living room, this is the Chris and Jim Show, starring Jim and Chris.
We are back
We're
on
back.
the air, and shorter time than you expected, actually. It's a special Thursday night edition
I like it.
of
It
the
feels
Chris
good.
and Jim Show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sweeney's Living Room, where we have a nice sunset dusk view of the neighborhood.
It was a beautiful day. It was raining a little bit where I was working up in northern Phoenix, and
No one goes out there.
no one does. That's the problem. But you know what? It's a nice day. It's we're going to be in Tucson this weekend.
That's why we're coming at you a little bit early this week, so you guys can catch us. If all of our listeners down in Tucson, Arizona, we will be down there this weekend, so please hit us up if you want to hang out.
Absolutely.
And perhaps bounce some ideas for the show.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear them.
If you're driving around, you get off work on Friday, you can listen to our show. Maybe we should do this every Thursday so that people in the rush hour traffic on Friday can tune in. What do you think?
It's not a bad idea. They can do it in the morning or in the evening, whichever they prefer.
Saturday is kind of a dead zone day,
Pretty
we're,
much,
We're getting the
exactly.
thumbs up from Brittany. She's saying she likes that.
More weekday podcasts. Well, since
Okay.
we're already going off with suggestions right off the bat, if y'all remember last week, my cousin Vinny here?
We're a little rusty.
We asked you for some advice, actually, on our show. We requested you tweet us with using the hashtag What's Wrong with Jim. And
What's wrong with me? It's my voice. That's the problem.
that was the
and
main
my
problem.
lack of
That was
funniness.
the catalyst of the hashtag was Jim's voice, and
Yes.
we kind of took a wrong. We got some interesting suggestions.
We got some harsh responses.
Well, at Eric M. Moreno writes us at Chris and Jim Show. He never does what he says he's going to do, i.e., I think he meant E.G., forgetting Long John Silver's and bailing on me this morning. Hashtag What's Wrong with Jim. Hold your thought, Jimmy, because apparently 140 characters wasn't enough. He then proceeds to send us another tweet.
Jeez.
At Chris and Jim Show. Hashtag Fire Jimmy. Hashtag Fire Jimmy. Hashtag Fire Jimmy. Hashtag
All
Fire
right,
Jimmy.
we get the point.
Okay. All right, so that's from Eric. A retort.
Okay. Well, the agreement was 10 responses, and I walk away. We only got 4. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
the show continues.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about what you have to say to Eric.
Oh, well, first of all, let it be known, Eric Moreno owes me
Our intern.
our social media intern who does jack squat. If I get a call for a letter of recommendation, I'm not going to say anything good about him. He owes me $5 on a bet we made last night.
Oh my, that sounds like a domestic issue.
Well, you got to ask what was the bet.
Oh, I'm new to this gig. Oh, what was the bet?
He didn't think Connecticut touched New York, and I said it's
Like in a sexual way?
I'm gonna have to bleep that. That's a lot of work to bleep.
It's
I have to go
funny.
in and edit this. No, geographically, that Connecticut is right next to New York. It's part of the tri-state area. He did not believe me. So, if you see Eric, let him know.
That
Hey,
sounds
you
like an
owe Jim.
Amazing conversation.
You owe Jim from the Chris and Jim Show $5. So pay up.
Okay, well, there's your. I don't think it's a.
I put a bounty on
I
him.
don't think that's an accurate a response to what he tweeted about you, but okay, it's a start. But we're not done yet.
Oh,
Erica Espinosa tweets at Chris and Jim Show. He talks about hockey,
doesn't count. Girlfriend. She's got to support him.
but it's still a complaint.
True.
It's not. He's not supporting. It's not supporting him. It's bashing you.
It's not 10 though, so it doesn't really matter.
I-
It's nil.
You're the type of person that just doesn't want to listen to the criticism. You asked for help last week, and now you're just blatantly ignoring.
Well, no. I appreciate the criticism. Hockey is a great sport, so I will continue to talk about it. The Long John Silver's is a work in progress. Sweeney's not even here right now.
He is not. He is out being a real estate mogul.
But that's not. My point is just that they're trying to get me off the air, and they can't. They don't have the power. Everyone likes me.
Well, I have 2 more tweets.
Everyone
here.
wants me on
Should
it.
we continue with the
Brittany
tweets, or
sent
should I
us
just?
20 emails saying keep them on.
Okay, that's a lie. But should I continue with the 2 emails we
No,
have?
no. I think the audience gets the point.
Okay, well, a couple more hashtag Fire Jimmys and a
No,
couple
no,
more.
no.
That's about it.
All right, back to the Chris and Jim show, not the Eric Moreno show.
Just trying to help. That's
Just
all
letting
I'm
our
trying to do.
listeners know we've got merchandise coming out soon.
How soon?
Very soon. We just got to place the order, and it should be here within a few days.
What kind of merchandise can I look forward to?
We're talking about undershirts, deep V-necks, girls' lingerie,
Jesus.
sandals, bumper stickers, posters. We'll autograph them. You guys come down to Sweeney's living room any time of day, as long as I'm not here, and we'll autograph them. You drop them off. So, yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to be, branding ourselves out there. We're going to be branded like the old show.
think what are we gonna? Oh yeah, listeners, if you if you want to brand yourself with the Chris and Jim Show logo, we'll give you free something.
If you get a tattoo of the
Chris and Jim Show does not actually condone branding your own self. They do that on your own risk. We do not condone that.
Jim condones it. You get
Chris does
free
not.
drinks at Yucca Tap Room for life when
On
we're
Jim.
there.
On Jim, I do not condone
As
that.
long as it's on special, you get free drinks forever if you get a tattoo of us. I promise you this.
Okay,
That is a promise.
enough chit chat. We actually do have some topics at hand.
We
to
got
get
a lot
through
of
today.
topics.
We do have. Jim, if you remember before the show started, I asked you to take a test earlier.
You did.
Today.
I was a little nervous because I don't like
yes,
tests.
nothing to be worried about. It was actually a little bit of a inventory, if you will. I asked you to take the BEM sex role inventory quiz.
The what?
What this is Dr. Sandra Bem came up with this
Who is she?
inventory, and she.
Where did she get her doctorate?
I don't know. She's a doctor. Why can't we just leave it at that?
The Dr. Jim doesn't want to hear it.
She's not a quack. You're not a doctor. You just play on a podcast. So there's a list of 60 questions here. On what they are is basically it's a self-assessment. And
It was stressful. It was a stressful test.
you rate yourself on a 1 to 7 scale on how self-reliant you are, how helpful you are, how cheerful, moody, assertive, friendly, willing to take a stand, masculine, soft-spoken, etc. There's 60 words, and you rate yourself 1 through 7.
Okay.
Now, your scores came out as this. You scored a 6.2 on
That's not bad.
A 6.2 on the masculinity score.
Out of what?
Out of 4.9. So if you score above 4.9, that means you are a man. You have more male tendencies, more male traits.
Watch
inside.
out, ladies. Out of 7?
It's the 4.9 is the average.
Average?
If you go above that, you're clearly all that is man.
Well,
Your femininity,
according to myself.
according to yourself, but you didn't know what the test was. So.
Okay.
And now your femininity score
Feminism?
was 3.35. So you really don't have that many female traits or personality traits as well.
I
'cause
like
the
it,
average
just
is
like the good
4.9.
Lord intended.
I, on the other hand,
Uh-oh.
I scored a 5.6 on the masculinity score, so I'm still above the masculinity score average.
You should
I
talk
also-
to A-Rod about that. He's got a shot you can
I
take.
actually, I visited him down in Miami the other weekend.
Buzzing.
Went to the doctor's office together. And my femininity score was a 5.45. So according to this, it makes me androgynous. I have apparently both characteristics and personality traits of male and female.
So like a castrati.
I what?
A castrati.
Is that like Hillary Swank?
No, a castrati. No, she's a handsome woman. No, a
Good call.
castrati was in early times in Europe, I believe, like pre-12th century. Monasteries would get young boys.
Are you making this up?
This is truth. You can Wikipedia this tonight or tomorrow, or in your cars while you're listening to this.
Do not Wikipedia while driving.
Let me finish. Monasteries would
I'm trying to
find
save
young
lives.
boys in villages. They would bring them to the monastery, train them to be monks, and if they happen to have a particularly high voice for like the choir, they would castrate them so that they could continue to have that high-pitched voice for the rest of their
Jeez.
life.
They would
And
have-
Brittany's saying it's true.
They would
So,
have, their scores would be through the roof on the
due to the
femininity score.
castration, you have a castrati. So, careful.
Well, are you happy that you scored through the roof? You had a high number on the male part of the score.
I'm pretty happy.
You're all that is man, and you're definitely
But again, it's according to myself, so who knows?
But you didn't know, so it's kind of interesting.
like that.
I think actually the test. Some of our listeners might agree on the test results. I think they kind of speak to both of our personalities in general.
Cool. I like it. That was a fun test. Speaking
If
of
you want any more information on the BEM sex role inventory, please email us at chrisandjimshow.com. I'll send you a link, and if you want to take the test yourself and see how you do.
Speaking of manliness,
Uh-oh.
guess who's in the news again?
Oh, I feel I'm going to
You know what time it is, people.
Segue into that segment I don't want to segue into. Here comes Bieber Watch. with-
Bieber Watch, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Bieber was busted. Hold on. This week for running a stop sign and speeding in his Ferrari. He got pulled over, and he was driving without a license. And they asked him to please drive safer, and they had the passenger drive him home. So that's what's going on with Bieber. Just stay out of his way. That's what I'm trying to say. Let the kid drive. He's a rock star, for sake. I got to bleep that. You know what I'm saying, though?
Did you get out of your system?
All right. Chris doesn't believe that Bieber Watch has the potential and the power to stay
I don't
on the
believe it.
show. He doesn't like it.
Listeners-
We talked about maybe doing a Bieber hour where we do like an extra sideshow just to talk about what's going on with Bieber, his live tweets
Yeah.
and whatnot, but apparently he doesn't like it. Let us know what you guys think. Send us an email. Tell us about Bieber, what you think about him. Maybe we can put a picture of him on our merchandise,
Okay.
Listen to the Chris and Jim show. Hashtag Bieber Watch.
That's a lot of copyright infringement. We would definitely get sued on that aspect.
That's good, though. That's good publicity. So that's what's going on in Bieber's world, ladies and gentlemen.
That's great. There, Jim, I heard a celebrity by the name of Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the news lately.
Yeah.
What can you tell the listeners about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, Arnold driving the Terminator Hummer. That basically means Arnold is going to be...
I thought we were going to do this segment on the
well,
Arnold boys.
I'm interviewing you, Arnold. What's
I'm
new?
not Arnold. I'm just the man playing him
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
going
podcast.
to be in the new Terminator.
Well, that's the end of our Arnold Schwarzenegger segment.
Well, no, hold on. We wanted to talk about Arnold a little bit. Just some facts for you guys. He was born on July 30th, 1947.
I was born in Austria.
In Dau.
What city in Austria
My
was I born?
father's a police officer, Gustav. What else? He was in the military. 5-time Mr. Universe winner.
What is a Mr. Universe pageant for those who don't know?
Yeah. That's our Arnold
This is
minute.
crazy.
Whoa. His father belonged to the Nazi party. That's a bummer. I didn't see that till now. That kind of took the...
I like how the Arnold boys stopped when you realized my father was in the Nazi party.
That kind of took the wind out of our sails on that one. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'll have to
pretty much.
censor that. You can bleep out Nazi party. Well, I'm sure Arnold is not a Nazi. Jeez. All right, let's go to something else. That was a bummer.
Well, actually, really
So
quick.
speaking
there was
of-
a Terminator, though. Terminator, there is a rumor of a new Terminator movie coming out.
Yes.
Who is actually being rumored to be starred in that?
Ladies
Starring
and
in
gentlemen, the greatest wrestler of the 2000s,
that? CM Punk?
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Ugh.
He is going to be in the new Terminator movie, apparently. And I also think he should be in the new Predator movie that they are hopefully accepting my screenplay for.
I was gonna say, is this like Waterworld, where you said you're gonna remake it, and you say that as actual fact? Like
Yes. Well, the thing is, we do a CGI Rock, so the whole cast is a Rock in different costumes. What do you think?
It sounds like a rock apocalypse.
Oh, I like that.
That's not
and,
mine, I stole
and then the Predator takes his mask off at the end of the movie, and it's
The
The
Rock.
Rock. Anyways, yeah, so that's The Rock. Well, speaking of The Rock, Chris,
Yes.
we went to a little event on Monday, did we not?
Indeed, we did. I actually popped the cherry of Jim going to WWE Monday Night Raw. For those who are not
Fantastic
Yeah.
show.
For those who do not know, I'm actually a big avid wrestling fan, and yes, I am an adult apparently. We went to WWE Monday Night Raw. It was Jim's first time going with a couple of our friends, our intern Eric and his girlfriend Erica.
Yes.
And we had a good time. I always have a good time. Jim, what were your thoughts on the show?
I thought the tickets were a little pricey, but I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. The people are very nice. It wasn't, rowdy, like hectic, crazy crowd. It was just a lot of good, down-to-earth people. And I got to give it to the WWE because they give free tickets to every show in every city every Monday to our military, our boys and girls. What?
That's Teddy being Teddy.
Oh, the dog is squeaking on something. I was like, what's going on? Do we need to evacuate the studio?
You really got it.
No,
we're
anyways,
good.
yeah, I think that's really cool that they do that for all the veterans and active service members. That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, they are very, very, very giving to the men and women of the service industry of the United States service.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for all you do.
Was there anything that surprised you of the show? Was the clientele of the audience any of the superstars that that caught your eye?
Well, I'm a new Dolph Ziggler fan who's, one of the fancy guys. He's got bleached blonde hair. He's a pretty cool guy. But if you guys don't follow us on Facebook or Twitter, we were actually on live TV.
That's very true. We a trio known as the Shield made their entrance, and what they do is their shtick is they're basically a SWAT team for WWE. They have their tack vests and military gear on, and they come down through the aisle, through the fans, as opposed to coming down the stage. Our seats were positioned right on the aisle, and so the entire night I'm anticipating this because I knew they were going to be coming down at some point. And finally, when they did, they literally walked right next to us. I slapped them on the back, was yelling like a schoolgirl.
You really did.
And the cameras actually caught our reactions. And there was a picture of me looking very demonic on Facebook floating around. I don't know if any of you saw that.
Between Chris's beard and his screaming face and my god-awful farmer's tan, or amazing farmer's tan, we look pretty awful. But you know what? People liked it on Facebook. It kind of blew up. It's its own thing now. Maybe we can put that on the merchandise. The picture of us at WWE.
Exactly. We will be taking over the world one audience shot at a time.
And due to WWE, another great thing that came out of it, I cut off the sleeves of a Rock shirt that Chris gave me. I think I'm going to start going sleeveless. I felt great. I got the
would recommend
breeze
against
going.
that.
The arms look good. I can
The arms
get rid
did
of the.
not look good.
I could get rid of the farmer's tan. I'm going to start cutting all the sleeves off my shirt, collared or no collar. It's great.
What about your job?
Well, when I'm not working, when I'm just a civilian, not selling anything. I'm just, lounging around in Sweeney's living room.
You do that a lot.
I do.
I'm gonna start paying you. Making you pay rent.
But yeah, that's WWE in a nutshell. It's a lot of fun. Check it out next time it comes into town. Speaking of wrestling, well, it's not really wrestling, but
I was gonna say what?
we're, this whole Syria thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Whoa. That's quite the jump. We
Yeah.
got fake wrestling to real war.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, the U.S. is planning on some strikes against Syria. It was supposed to happen today, and then who backed out. He chickened out.
Good lord, I thought you weren't gonna get political.
I'm not getting political. I'm just stating facts. So yeah, that's basically what's going on in Syria. Is that we might be going to war soon,
Yeah,
and we don't have anyone backing us up. So maybe we can make like John Cena and just TCOB.
That segment went nowhere.
Well, I just want
You
people.
brought awareness, I guess. If that's one
We're
thing.
real news too, so people got to know what's going on with Syria. They try to kill their own people, and we're not going to let that happen. Not,
Forget
what
Fox
is it?
News, forget
Boots
CNN,
to asses?
forget MSNBC.
Is that what I learned at WWE? Boots to asses.
That's the Rock's slogan.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
I prefer knees to faces, but
That we're gonna carve boots to asses in the sand over there.
how do you
so-
carve it?
I don't know.
You can just draw in the sand.
I don't know. Speaking of news, though, let's give out a congratulations to Aaron Mellon from
Who-
Lawrence, Kansas.
Who in the hell is Aaron Mellon?
Aaron Mellon, he's from Lawrence, Kansas, like I just said, sixth largest city in Kansas.
Ouch. That's not something to be proud of.
Well, oh, whoa, we got a lot of listeners in Kansas, Chris. I don't
Name
think.
4.
So basically, Aaron Mellon is the world air guitar champion.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Well, you're a pretty
He-
good air guitar guy. Why not?
I'm not bad. I'm not at the level of these guys. I mean, these guys practice a lot.
How do you
They're
practice
good.
air guitar? I feel like I could walk into this competition and at least get third place.
Well, do it then.
No.
He's known as Mean Mellon on the air guitar circuit. Basically, it's where white people get on stage for the most part, and they pretend to play.
Yeah, especially in Kansas.
Yeah, they pretend to play air guitar like their favorite guitars.
Pretend to play air guitar, so they're air guitaring.
They pretend to play guitar. So basically what happened was Mellon came in second place at the U.S. Air Guitar Finals in L.A., which meant he did not compete or qualify to compete in the World Championships. But in the air guitar competition world, there's a dark horse round, which Mellon won. And then he goes to Finland,
Wow.
and he wins there.
That's
and
actually
now he's
kind of-
the world champion.
That's because it was like a rags to riches story.
I know, this kid he's made it,
If you were to choose one air guitar song for your audition for this thing, what would it be?
Oh,
Why
jeez.
why did I say air guitar? If you were to choose one song to air guitar, what would it be?
One guitar? I don't know. It'd probably be something by...
You had one guitar. That's all I could sing.
What?
Never mind. I had a joke, but you didn't catch on.
Yeah, it really didn't. What's that? Oh, I don't know what I would play. Something by maybe AC/DC. That'd be kind of fun one to do. Or what would you pick?
I don't know. I'd probably go somewhere like Chuck Berry, do a lot of gyrations.
Yeah, maybe like something that like Toby Keith or George Strait just throw everyone for a loop because they don't really move around, and they just strum.
I just do like Green Day's
Just minimalist.
Green Day song, Another Turning Point. That song.
Oh,
just do acoustic and just sit there all mopey and goth.
What's the name of that song? It's not. It's
Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. There
No,
you go.
it's not that.
That is it.
No, it's not.
Oh, you wanna bet?
It is Good Riddance.
Yeah, exactly.
Good
What
call.
you just said.
Well, I thought you said
Worst.
Time of Your Life. That's what everyone
it's
thinks it is. But
Good,
it's
good riddance. Parentheses. Time of Your Life.
Correct. Okay. Well, yeah. That's congratulations, Aaron Mellon.
Yeah,
You're
back to back.
champion.
Yeah, and giving us back-to-back terrible segments.
Oh, because I didn't. All right, you take the next segment. Then you think it's so easy?
I don't
Are
know
we still talking about 50th anniversary March on Washington?
We will get to that. That's a big thing. We'll get
Well,
to
we're already
that.
there. We might as well just do
Okay,
it.
fine. Let's talk about that.
All right. So the other day, I can't remember because I didn't type up my notes as well, but it was the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech, and yeah,
do you
that's
think,
pretty cool.
Do you think we still have a long way to go in terms of racial equality and how it's being portrayed in the media and in the current world?
Deep question. I was not anticipating that on a Thursday evening. Do I think we have a long way to go? I mean, I think we'll always have a long way to go, but is it a big issue? As a white guy that grew up on the east side of Tucson near a golf course, I really don't know. I don't think there's a big race issue. If a black guy can become president, it's obviously not as bad as it was in the 60s, but I'm sure there is, but I don't know. What do you think?
Racism's still alive. They just be
Well,
concealing
it'll
it.
always be alive.
No, I
That's
just wanted to get that lyric out there because it's a really good lyric.
What is the lyric?
It's a Kanye West lyric.
Oh,
If
God.
anyone knows anything about racism, it would be Kanye West.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty cool. That
Well,
that was
in
the
any
50th
event, though, it
anniversary.
is actually it was a good day. It was a good day to remember all that
Absolutely.
stuff. And
Dr. King.
A man hit me in the chest. I woke up. It's Dr. Martin Luther King. I said, Dr. King. What did I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else.
Man, you ain't never meet the king. Anyways, let's talk about.
I really hope that bit wasn't just so we could do our Coming to America impression.
That's I have it in parentheses. Coming to America. Don't forget, Jimmy. Let's talk about Miguel Cabrera.
Okay, go
We're
ahead.
looking at history, people. He might get the Triple Crown again.
I still hold the stance that he will not catch Chris Davis at 47 home runs
From the Orioles.
from the Orioles, and it's still going. Also,
I know.
at the taping of today, the Tigers played an afternoon game this morning, and Miguel
of a
Cabrera left today's game with discomfort in his abdomen and is currently listed as day-to-day.
It's the beer.
So he is injured right now. He'll probably play over the weekend. Seems like a minor injury, but Jim, I know as a Detroit native that you hate to see your boy come up just a little short, but I think that's what's going to happen.
It's a shame that it's going to, if it does happen, he's 4 home runs behind Chris Davis. And just a quick mention, Paul Goldschmidt's at 31. That's not too shabby. Our own local D-backs kid.
You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that the Diamondbacks are not winning any more games as
Waste
much as they
them.
were to. And
We're wasting Goldschmidt and Gibson's talent.
I feel Gibson is on a short leash. We're definitely wasting Goldschmidt, but we're not wasting him. It's just I feel bad for the guy because he should be in an MVP race, and he's not getting any consideration whatsoever because he's literally put the team on his back. But anyways,
You
we're
think
getting
it's
away
the
from
last name?
we're getting away from. I don't think it is. We're getting away from Miguel Cabrera. Finish your thought on the Tigers and him.
The last thing I'm going to mention about Miguel Cabrera and Chris Davis is Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding. Next segment.
Take that with what you will.
Someone take care of business.
Again,
Whoa!
the views and thoughts expressed on the Chris and Jim show are solely those of Chris and Jim and do not necessarily reflect those views
If it
of
happens, I had
Sweeney
nothing to
and
do with
or
it.
his affiliates.
Correct. Let's talk about emails.
Actually, I was actually going to touch on that. As you remember, we consistently ask for your help on sending us emails for advice or questions that you would like to hear on the air.
We got a lot of them.
Guess what? We actually did get some for this week.
We picked one good one.
Indeed, we did get one from this week. So, a loyal listener, we'll go with the name. We'll just go with the initial.
Lot Lizard.
What?
Lot Lizard 72.
Are we just going to go something simple with like the initial B?
Okay.
But okay, we can do
Okay,
Lot
let's. All right,
Lizard 72.
B. So, do you want to read it or should I read it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
And then I'll read
No,
it.
do you have it up on your
I'm ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris is ready to go with this email.
We
Take it away.
I was ready to take away 47 seconds ago.
Well, take it away now then.
The email reads, so guys, big fan of the show, long-time listener. So I had a guy approach me on Facebook. He asked me on a date. Didn't feel sparks. We had an okay time, though. Here's what, for me, the date took an awkward turn.
Uh-oh.
We were in the car together.
I hope
and
no one dies at the end of the story. We can't have that.
We'll get to that.
I'm a little nervous right now.
We get into the car, and he started using his iPhone to handpick a playlist of music. The music I thought was weird and bizarre. So I have 2 questions about that. 1, what does a person's music say about them? And
Everything.
2, he's already asked me out on a second date because he sent me a picture of him wearing the sunglasses I left in my car. Should I go on the second date?
No.
Hugs and kisses, B.
No and no.
Why no and no?
One, the guy sounds like
Well,
a
wait, first off, you just answered, okay, the question number 1, what does a person's music say about them? Your answer?
No.
No, elaborate. She wants
No,
advice.
no. I think you can tell a lot about a person by their music. If they have generic, boring stuff with no personality, that's probably what they're going to be
So
like.
Jim, you're gonna go on a date. What's your go-to music that you
Top
select?
40, hot tunes, a lot of Bieber, maybe some Swedish House Mafia.
And you're single, right?
Yeah.
That was a low blow.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm single too. So
This
it
is
goes
Chris Hernandez. He drives for Greyhound buses. He loves to throw me under them.
You know it.
Yeah, so, catchy stuff. Definitely a lot of Bieber tunes. Maybe some Selena Gomez, give her a little East meets West, yin yang, you know what I'm saying? Or Chris Brown and Rihanna. She won't know what to do.
Don't give her Chris Brown Rihanna.
You can't.
That's-
I used to
that's,
do that
that's
when I
touchy.
DJ'd in Chicago. No one thought that was funny. But yeah, you can tell a lot about a person by their music. What do you think about the music?
You know, honestly, if the music was weird and bizarre, apparently, just going through the fine print of this email, I guess it was weird house music. I mean,
Yes.
house music fine, but it can get a little out there. As far as person's music saying about them,
It's not good date music.
it's not. Me personally, my go-to is always John Legend. Never fails with that. It's
Oh,
always,
jeez.
It's
I don't- I-
contemporary. It's nice.
I say "aw geez," but I don't think I know one John Legend song.
Let's keep it that way.
Is he like a black John Mayer?
Like
Like Justin Timberlake is a white Will Smith?
I'd say he's probably like a Black Justin Timberlake.
Okay. Really? Is he that poppy?
Well, he's not. He's not that pop, but Timberlake's kind of slowed his music down.
He's
as
a-
opposed
he's
to
a
what he started
crooner
out.
now.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of like Robert Goulet. All right.
Yes, indeed.
Interesting.
So I think a person's music. I don't think actually it does say a lot about them because I know a lot of people.
Really?
I really do. I think a lot of people out there take Sweeney for example. He's like a really mild tempered guy. The music he listens to a little bit more up tempo, violence, like that kind of thing. It's not
Little
my gig,
wild.
but he likes it.
Interesting.
I listen to a lot of odd stuff. I don't think that my music choice necessarily reflects me as a person. I think there's a lot of people out there with that same aspect.
Okay. Question: can I let the dog out of Brittany's room because it's barking?
It seems if it's bothering you that much.
Well, I just can't focus.
I'm gonna have
All right,
to
so
clear
ladies
the
and
show.
gentlemen,
You're
I'm
not
walking-
gonna have
Oh,
enough
the door's
slack
already
on your
open.
microphone.
Ted, come
You're
out.
not gonna have enough slack on your microphone.
Ted, where is he?
Would you get back? You know what? He's gonna
She
be
doesn't.
fine.
Does she lock her dog in the closet?
I don't see you ask
All right, I'm
people
sitting
for
down, I'm
emails,
back, I'm
and
back.
then you just leave in the middle
Well,
of the
I
segment.
had to go see the dog is barking. I'm freaking out
So
over
question number two. This guy.
Question number
The
two.
guy has asked her on a second date. He sent her the picture of him wearing her sunglasses that she forgot. Should
That's
she go on a
weird.
second
That
date?
is the lamest picture you can send someone. Like, "Hey, I have your glasses. You know?
Well, he had to ask for a second date somehow.
Where is that dog doing?
Would you get back to the question? Anyway, that's fine. While you're doing that and leaving the show, I'll answer the question. I
She puts him
personally-
in a poor cage.
Well, where else would
Or
you put
a
a
poor-
dog when you go out?
Throw him outside. Let him run around. Let him run rampant. Make some other dog friends.
B, I personally don't think you should go on the second date. However, if
No.
you do, it should strictly be to get your glasses back. And
That's
if you're gonna
that's
do
a
it,
tough in and out. That's like Zero Dark 30
well, here's what you
extraction.
do. B, if you want to go on the date, you determine what's going to happen, where it's going to be on your terms.
As a
That way
woman,
you
that's
have-
difficult to do, though, if he's a take charge kind of guy like me, according to my test scores.
I guarantee, if a woman asked you on a date, you would go.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to say where and when. I'm not going to
guarantee
let
if-
her.
If
I'm not going to let her pick a public place for crying out loud.
What? I don't even want to know what that means.
No, well, you know, it's just like romance.
Hey, first date. I want to go something really private. No one can see us.
Go to the mountains. Grab your bush light. We're heading to the mountains.
Jeez. This is the advice we're giving people.
Well, all right. No, do not go on the second date unless you have a chaperone or someone
Do
tailing
not
you.
go into the woods with Jim.
Yeah, don't go unless you have someone following you. You know, have a tail, or what do they call it in the federal BI? Is it a tail?
Not a tail thing. I think it is a tail.
Yeah.
I'm not involved in that.
I
but
think
I
so.
think you're right.
Yeah. This guy sounds weird.
I agree.
Who takes a picture of the sunglasses and sends? Like,
that is
just
odd.
text me. I found your sunglasses. I don't need to see you on them.
Well,
Don't try
yeah,
to
that's how majority of guys
subliminally get me to like your face by keep sending me pictures of it.
Well, guys aren't the smartest people out there, so that's
No.
what we do apparently.
No, we're not.
Well, thank you, B, for your question on your.
We appreciate it.
and
Keep
we
sending
hope,
them.
We hope that we helped you in some way, and anyone else out there with that great segment. If you want some advice yourselves, please email us at Chris and Jim Show, all one word, at gmail.com.
I feel like we helped her out a little bit.
Yeah,
we're two smart guys.
If you take out the you trying to help the dog, yeah, I think we got somewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry, America, for wanting to help a poor defenseless dog out of some, cage that looks like a chicken. Would
You make it
barely
sound like
fit in
he's in Guantanamo. He's fine.
there. He might be in Guantanamo. She probably puts him in a box, like that movie. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what was I going to say?
Sorry.
Are we in? We already talked about being in Tucson, right?
Yeah, at the very beginning of the show. Glad you paid attention.
Jeez, I have ADD. I can't remember what we even talked
Really,
about.
I don't think
seconds
anyone
ago.
noticed that.
Well, I think that's about it, right, for topics?
Do you have I thought you had a quote surprise question for me that you're gonna blindside me with.
Oh, that was Eric owes me money. Eric Moreno.
What? You're a weird guy, man.
You're a weird guy. Weird guy. But we do want to give out some shout-outs, right?
Sure, let's go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, I will give a quick shout out to Amber Weed listening. Hope your surgery went well, and hope you had a good first day back at school. Glad you listened to the show. And Jim, you have any shout outs?
Yeah, we got a couple. Demetria Farhad down in Tucson, Tony Clifton in Las Vegas, and we got a new listener on Twitter at Church Lady Ryan. She she let us know that Pacus do live in Mississippi, so watch out for the Pacus. They're the bug-toothed piranhas we mentioned on the last show. And if any of our listeners in Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Louisiana go swimming in the Mississippi, or water skiing like I did my first time, careful, because if you feel a nibble, it might be the pacus that Lady Ryan warned us about. So careful. Stay tuned next week.
Oh
Chris
my
is.
God.
Chris
I am
is.
dead. I'm back.
He's
I
back.
Was
Chris
laughing.
stubbed his toe on the chair.
It was painful.
Next week we might do it Thursday again. And ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Sweeney will be trying Long John Silver's for
I
the
can't
first
wait.
time.
It's gonna be good. Sweeney,
He's
that,
scared.
Sweeney,
He's shaking in his
Sweeney,
boots.
that chicken is so angry. You keep ducking him. He's gonna be coming for you, pecking and running, and just gonna be great.
Bobbing his head. It's going to be like Floyd Mayweather and Canelo. It's going to be a slaughter. It's going to be on HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. What's the other channel I can't think of that actually shows boxing?
Showtime. You mentioned.
Is it Showtime?
Yeah.
I thought Oh, yeah.
Fox Sports 1
I'm thinking Showgirls, the movie.
with Jesse Spano.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is Show. No, it's something else, right?
No, you got it.
Pay-per-view. That's what I'm thinking of, which is
They're
just
all pay-per-view.
which is just generic term, but I'm thinking on pay-per-view. Okay. So yeah, Sweeney's Long John Silver's debacle will be on pay-per-view on YouTube.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for listening to the first and possibly last Thursday show of the Chris and Jim Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Chris and Jim.
Facebook.
Email us your
Twitter.
questions and advice.
Pinterest.
Request.
Tumblr.
Chris and Jim Show at gmail.com.
Quick reminder. I wasn't trying to cut you out that time.
No, you're fine.
We do make custom recordings of our show for anyone that maybe doesn't have internet. We have a lot of listeners that live in poor income areas. So we do.
How do they know about the show if they don't have internet?
It's word of mouth on the streets. But we talk about we're going to start doing VHS recordings, cassette tapes. If you don't have a CD player in your car, we can record the show for you. We'll mail it out. We'll mail it out to you for free as long as you promise to buy one of our shirts or underwear. So that's it.
One of these days I'll get a sign-off done.
This is it. This is the perfect. I will not interrupt anymore.
All right.
As long as Ted doesn't start barking.
There we go. Once again, thank you for joining us. Hope you have a pleasant rest of the week. I'm Chris.
I'm Jim.
Thank you.
Take care.